Hello, this is Joe Pryor, the virtual real estate team. I'm doing this on April 2nd, this particular video. I just did two videos back to back on buying a home that won't be ready for about 6 months if you're an investor, so that you feel safe about getting past the quarantine or the stay-at-home orders. Also, I just did the video on buying now, taking advantage of discounts on properties that can sell 60 days or less, because we have a large amount of people that are leasing at this moment. It's a very, very robust leasing market. So watch that video on that. But what I want to do is talk a little bit to you today about property management and about how we're handling the situation right now. Now, number one, I work with some outstanding property managers, one in particular that I want everybody to work with, mainly because in the last year, Camber Property Management, run by Josh Farmer, had no evictions of any kind. Josh is the best person I've ever seen on vetting people properly. In other words, he scrutinizes the kind of people that go into your home, because he knows that that is something that gives you confidence to buy with us another property or a third property or whatever it needs to be in order to maximize your portfolio. He also knows that it's very important to get the right person in there, because he has to work less if that's the case, and he wants to make sure that there is no vacancy. Now, we're in a particular situation right now where we know unemployment is going up, and it's going up around the country, some worse than others. Oklahoma, everybody, I don't care where you are, you're being affected by this right now. So what Josh is doing is an even greater level of scrutiny in order to make sure that you get the right tenant. And so that's extremely important. So the vetting process has gotten even more rigorous. Now, the other thing that I think is extremely important is the fact of, are people paying? Now, one thing that Josh does is he has probably more of a lenient policy towards being a day or two late than any of the other property managers. And he's fantastic. I mean, he knows more about this than anybody. And so he knows how judges are if you do have to create an eviction. In Oklahoma City, we can get people out in 2 to 3 weeks if we have all the right things and tools in place and information in place. And one thing that Josh knows is that an overly strict policy is a problem. So he doesn't necessarily get a high degree, 100% on the first day, which is April 1st. Now, the second thing that we know is that the banking business is kind of in a slog right now. Banks are closed. You have to go through the drive-through window, make a phone call. So banking has slowed down. So we also know that things are not as great as they should be. But yesterday, Josh collected 73% of all rents. And this is fairly normal in any market to have not everyone pay on the first. Now, you're late on the second and you're in big trouble on the fifth. And so what he's already told me today is more is coming in, a lot of it due to the banking business. And so what we're seeing at this moment is a normal process of payment. And that's extremely important for us to evaluate, because it tells us what, and kind of helps us really in terms of what supply and demand we need to do in order to meet what the rental market wants. Now, that supply and demand has a lot of different factors, but that is a major factor. Now, one of the things I'm going to do going into the future is updating you this way for the next few months, because we're kind of in the moment right now where most of the states, Oklahoma included, have these stay-at-home orders. And so what I think is going to be very important to you is that on 30 days from now, on May 2nd, that we tell you whether that is consistent rent or not. I'm the last person in the world to use the term guarantee. Oh, don't worry about it, or it's a no-brainer. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, that's my gut level feeling, and that is also what Josh is telling me, because he's constantly communicating with his tenants. And so we feel good about May 2nd, but what we want to do is confirm to you May 2nd. So these 3 videos tell you 3 things. First of all, how to buy and do 6 months down the road before you start leasing the property out. Second, that you can buy something right now at a discount that you wouldn't normally get and get it on the market, because rents are really going in a robust way right now. And then third, to always let you know what's going on in property management, because that's the proof of the pudding. Everything's great on paper, but in reality, that's what really matters to you and the money that you invest. We want to keep you informed at all times about that. We're going to talk to you. If it's 2 weeks from now, I'm going to have statistics because we're talking every day, the property manager and I. So get in touch with me if you're interested in investing. If you have the ability to invest without putting your family at risk, we do want to talk to you. We think it's a good time for some of you to get into this, just like in the stock market. So, I can do a Zoom meeting with you. We can do whatever we need to do to give you the information you need. This is Joe Pryor of the Virtual Real Estate Team in Oklahoma City, where we create wealth for our investors to give you the life you deserve and the family security that you need.